All right, let's take a look and see the energy coming towards you this week. Some of you may need to do a clearing, whether that be a physical clearing, right, or energetic clearing in terms of like a spiritual bath, or maybe saging, Palo Santo, that kind of stuff, right? Or just in terms of like meditation, doing some clearing meditation. And the reason I say this is because I had a massive sneeze right before I started this reading. And I was just like, oh, my sinuses cleared. So I'm kind of at an impasse. So some of you may be at an impasse with the situation, or just a little undecided about something because I couldn't decide which deck to use, right? I have 3 decks here. So maybe some of you are trying to decide between a couple options, 3 options. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with the Elemental Oracle, right? And then we'll see what comes out, and then maybe we'll clarify with some of the others. So let's see the energy coming towards you this week. Somebody may be giving an offer too. I just saw this thing says download your free Rockpool Oracle reading cards. So some of you may be getting downloads, right? So pay attention to your dreams in terms of spiritual downloads, and then also to maybe offered something in terms of downloading something. So just be careful too with downloads. You know what I mean? So sometimes people can send you all kind of corrupted stuff when you're downloading information like that. I don't know why, but that just came as well. So let's shuffle and see what comes out. Oh, they really wanted to talk, didn't they? Okay, so here we have East, right? And East is reversed. And in this deck, East is all about new beginnings. So some of you, again, oh, so you're going through change. Okay, so that's what I'm saying about clearing your energy. Because at the bottom 2 of the deck, you have mystery, dark matter. So some of you may be doing a lot of shadow work this week. Clearing out what doesn't serve, clearing out what's old, especially when it comes to, because here you have change in the wind. So some of you may be feeling like a change is coming, right? And you may be resisting that change because you're being called to going a new direction. But with it being reversed, you may be resisting that. Yes. So some of you may be being stubborn, right? Because here we have endurance, which is rock. So some of you may be wanting to kind of like just stay in place, right? Be very stubborn, dig in your heels, and not embrace this change that's coming, which is why I'm saying to do a clearing, because you might be being bombarded right now with a lot of opinions, right? You might be being bombarded with a lot of different energies, conflicting energies, even in terms of your own self, in terms of internal energies. And so doing a clearing will be helpful, but we'll clarify this. Let me see. Let's get one more for the energy coming towards it this week. Ooh, the biome and hearth, comfort. So some of you are feeling the need to be nurtured and comforted right now, right? So slowing down, going within, right? Enjoying the pleasures of life. But in terms of things that make you feel nurtured and make you feel comfortable, I'm hearing too loyalty, because they're pointing or calling my attention to this dog, which interestingly enough, last night or early this morning, I had a dream with a bunch of Doberman puppies. And they were just running around and being rambunctious. And I was walking, and they were on one of the streets in my neighborhood, but they were loose, like they'd gotten loose from their owner, and they were, not puppy stage. They're probably like maybe 6 months, 7 months old, so they're kind of relatively big, maybe even older. And I was a little nervous because there was just a lot of them, right? And they didn't care. They just wanted to play. They just wanted to have fun, right? So I'm kind of getting that energy too. And the reason too is you have the biome, which is all about connection. So, connecting to a higher power, I hear, connecting to source energy, connecting to people who make you feel good in terms of loved and welcomed and balanced, I'm hearing, more importantly, right? So this is the week. Because what I'm getting, Spirit is saying, for some of you who may be resisting this change and trying to hold on to what's familiar as opposed to going towards something that's new and unfamiliar, is Spirit is saying the way to overcome this fear, because fear may be keeping some of you trapped right now, as well as just nurturing yourself, is to nurture yourself, right? Because when you're grounded, when you're balanced, it's a lot easier for you to make decisions, right? And not be bombarded by everybody else's energy. And then also the biome is saying to connect, because this is a 44, and 4s to me are about starting like new foundations, right? Planning and establishing something that's going to be solid, like endurance. And so Spirit is saying that some of you need to connect with people who have this sort of energy, people who are very balanced, people who keep you grounded, to assist you as you're going through this transition. And I'm seeing something here, and I'm like, what is that? Almost look like a bug. But we'll go ahead and clarify. All right, so let's clarify. Let's use this Kyle Gray one, Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards, to clarify, and then see what else we get. Okay, so tell me about East being reverse, Spirit. So some of you, yeah, you need to be brave and you need to be honest, because you know how I feel about the card at bottom of the deck. This one is Knight, right? Be brave and be honest. Tell me about East reversed. Okay, so here, broken arrow. Ooh, all right now. So some of you, it's so funny because just before I did this reading, I had a conversation with somebody and I was telling them that, stop telling me what I need to do, right? And this is exactly what this card is saying. So maybe some of you are around people who are always telling you what you need to do, as opposed to allowing you to make decisions for yourself, right? And then also too, in terms of finding fault, like there may be some people, they're always going to come and find something wrong, point out something wrong, point out your flaws. And so what Spirit is saying is right now, broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace, right? So you may be in a situation where you're dealing with those kinds of energies. And then also let go of the need to be right, because there may be some people around you who insist on being right. And so what Spirit is saying is when it comes to these energies, right? Just choose peace. You know what I mean? If you already settled within yourself, you already know the direction you're going to move in, right? You already know what's good for you. You can listen, but it doesn't mean that you have to take it all in. You can still listen and still make your decisions, and don't let what other people are going to say throw you off the path that you know you need to go towards, right? And some of you too who are resisting this change is because you need to let go of the need to be right. And funny enough, everything ties into a reading. I was watching a Dr. Phil program, and there was a gentleman on there, and he had that issue where he liked to be right, even if he's delusional or things are very clearly out of balance and out of whack, right? He had a thing about needing to be right, and so I'm getting that strongly. Now tell me about the rock, endurance. Let's clarify rock, endurance. Okay, so we have two. So here we have Hunter, right? And we're talking about that in terms of your fears. When we stay stuck in place and we just have a hard time making decisions and listening to ourselves, is because we need to conquer our own fears. And so this says, Hunter, track down your fears and desires, right? So track that down within yourself, and then heal that, because then you'll find yourself become more grounded when it comes to making life decisions. And here you have elder, right? Move beyond ancestral patterns. So right now some of you are being called, which is why it can be challenging, to move out of certain karmic cycles, move out of certain things that have been entrenched, whether that be familial, in terms of generations, ancestral, right? It's on you to break this cycle. And so it can be very difficult, because sometimes these could be lifetimes of things that we have inherited, particularly when we're dealing with family and ancestors and generations, right? But your ancestors are calling on you to break out of this cycle and to move in a new direction. You're the one to do it, and they want you to do it now in terms of this cycle, and not have another go around of repeating the same stuff, right? Now let's clarify biome. Be graceful in movement and action. Shaolin Master, right? I hope I pronounced that correctly. Interesting. So as you're making your movements, right, and moving for some of you, because I get the sense that there are two groups in new directions, Spirit wants you to kind of like move in silence. Don't tell everybody your business, because when people know your business, that's when they're going to try and sabotage. You know what I mean? Those who don't mean you well. Clarify Shaolin Master for me, because I kind of want to know why you're getting that for the biome. So you know what I'm getting? Okay, so right away I heard that Spirit already has people aligned behind the scenes who are going to help you. But these people are going to get revealed to you as you make your first moves, or as you make continuous steps, right? And then the next one will be revealed, because there's already a whole network of folks behind the scenes that Spirit has in place to support you. And so these folks are going to be revealed to you as you make your moves. So you don't need to go and announce your movements, right? Just act as if, it's like little birds on top of the water, the duck, they have all that paddling and all that action going on with their webs, their feet, underneath, but above the water, they seem very graceful, very still. And so that's what Spirit's advice is for you. And then also too, they want you to be open. You see what I'm talking about? Like letting go of the need to be correct, right? Need to be right. It says medicine guardian, be open to healing information. So some of you are going to be finding out things, right? Soon, that are going to provide you with the information you need when it comes to maybe closing out a cycle when it needs to when it leads to moving on, and then also too in terms of your whole self, maybe things you've been denying. Anyway,